Before learning the usage of the past participle, now we are forming the past participle briefly. Actually, you have already learned thoroughly. So last week also I introduced. So we have two ways to form the, past participle. So to the root and then to the vowel base. So to the root, if we add such a past participle suffix da or na, change your consonant or change your drop of consonant or vowel changing, also something happen there. But to the vowel base, if we add the da suffix, very simple. Before the da is inserted, and then the ending vowel of the base will be dropped. So, because the past one, those roots actually are ending in the ramana. So commonly, those ramana are dropped. So we have already learned widely, but again, for revision. So commonly, so Rukar, so Rumar, and then so Rukam, Ruram, so those roots ended in the Rama, and then so Ruhan, and then root can. So if we add the that surface, so ending up the dropping. So we get the kata, metta, kata, and then retta. So hatta and the kata in this way. So even though in this way, for some root, so such a, drop, and then vowel is dropped, and the consonant is dropped, but some special changes also we have. That is very basic one. So that is why, there's a very common one, this one. No specific one. So that is, that is the past root or foundation also. Mostly Ramana just drop. But even though that root ended in the Ra, so the following consonant is, so the past participle suffix is without using the da, or if we use the na at the time, instead of dropping, so such a changing also will happen for that one. So for example, so rujat, and then instead of that we use the na. So this ra is a kind of the retroflex sound. So we pronounce that ra. So our tongue return inside. So influenced by that one. So na also become like the na or some. So retroflex sound. And then so now ra and na become the na instead of dropping. So actually it should be jana. So vowel changing, a change to the e. So that is why we have the jana or the ajana gamma. Ajana gamma in the wholesome gamma or unwholesome gamma when we do repeat it habitually done. So maybe that is because so in the bowel system, so we have the so gastro, so palatal, and the retroflex. And the dental. And then the first one is labial. So actually maybe at the first stage of the Pali language, not Pali. So like the consonant also Kawaka, Jawaka, and the Dawaka, and the Bawaka. So in this way, Ka, so Ja, and Da, and the Ba. So vowel system also at the very beginning. So like the A and the A is a kind of the gastro. So E and the E is a kind of the palatal. And also U and the U. So a kind of the labial. So missing these two things. So retroflex or dental. But when we trace back the family language of the Pali, like the Sanskrit or Vedic, so at that time, so as a retroflex, like the re, and the Larry in this way. But these two vowels, even in the that Sanskrit stage, also already lost. Only re. In the re also, these re are quite rare even in the Sanskrit stage. Only re sound as a vowel can be found there. But in Pali, these are we call the primary or mula vowel. Very basic mula vowel. So later, R and E or R and E, we have the E. So another diphthong vowel. And also that R and U or R and U, we have the O. So actually O is combination of, so R or, U. So diphthong vowel. So then they have the two place of articulation. So this re is a bit, serious to trace back the origin of those Pali words. So even though in Pali currently we don't have such a vowel, read vowel, only a, e, u, and the e or only 8 vowel. But influenced by that ra is not almost lost, not completely lost, but so replaced with the, sometimes that re is replaced with the a. Sometimes that re replaced with the e. Sometimes that replaced with the u. So instead of using, read vowel, we don't use in Pali. So that is why in Pali we use the kata form. So that is why, past participle in Pali, kata, but when we trace back in the Sanskrit, that one we can find the grita. So equivalent you see as the a. So to some word, for example in Pali, ec, ascetic or seer. So in the Sanskrit, that is rishi. So in this way can be found that. And also in Pali, mudu, but in Sanskrit, maridu. Such a replacement can be found there. So based on that idea, when we trace back here, why A become the E? So commonly in Pali grammar, normal way, E is changed to the E diga, E is changed to the A wodi. That is just common way, we can accept that. But A is changed to the E, or A also common way to the R diga or to the R wodi, not to the E, not to the A. So that such a change is a very abnormal, irregular. So, but when we trace back in that way, influenced by that ra sound, so this jar, root jar, when we find it in the Sanskrit, so we can find such a jiri or maybe jir also. In some states, jir in this way. So that jiri maybe appear as a ir. So some state, for example, ru is, gari. Okay, next page, better. So Pali root and the so Sanskrit root. Pali root is, kar, but Sanskrit is kari. Sanskrit is, Pali is mar. Sanskrit is, Mari. And then, so Pali root is dis. But Sanskrit root is, darish. So Pali root is sar, but Sanskrit root is, summary. So in this way, here read R, here read R, but here read, here E. So here read, here R. So that is common way in the root level. But as a noun form, so for example, this, drish, when we use after the, root dis, we use the, U suffix or anat suffix. At that time, we can see read this change the das and the anat, das and anat. We have no way as a common grammar. One side become the double. So for that, so those philologists tracing back so that read, so in Pali, as a pure vowel, R, E, and the U. But sometimes like the gar, R, sometimes, ra also. So for that word, this actually, when we trace back to the drish stage, so this reappear as a R. So that is why, so drish become the drash, sha become the sa, and then later that sa become the sa. So in this way we have the das. Not only that, for many forms we have. So that is why even though we are not learning the Sanskrit, but Pali and the Sanskrit are, familiarity, so family language of the Indian language. So that is why, to understand those Pali words deeply, how they change, how they are formed, so systematically. So we need to, go back to that stage, Sanskrit stage also. So that is why, in the root jar, in the na, so na become the na, ra na become the na, but here a is changed to the e. The reason why a become the e is maybe that root jar is jari, but at that stage reappear as the ir. So a bit logical, a bit reasonable to understand that one. So that is why, in this way, so such information, we can find the PTS dictionary, Pali English dictionary. Sometimes, occasionally I show you that dictionary to be familiar with you, because very recommended by the most scholars, Pali scholars or linguistics. So sometimes, when that in the in that stage, so root guard becomes the guard. Actually, so now going back to the middle stage, so read that reappear as the we have the guard. But for the beginner to understand easily, Ramana drop in this way. But for the ma, why? For the now, why they are dropped? So we don't have a reason yet. Maybe at that time, even though reason, but so very how to say, par stage we need to trace back. Not Sanskrit stage is enough to trace back. That is why simply we say that ra, ma, na are dropped mostly in this way. But for the second stage, so now, even though past participle form, art is changed to the e, and also we have the reason why art changed to the e. Now become the now with the no why not become. Now we have a reason. So such information in grammar we cannot find, because grammar is just focused on the liturgical method. So liturgical method means they try to fix the base form. They try to fix the surface. After that, so impossible way, so reasonable or not, they don't care. They try to change. So that is why, sometimes, so Ahmad is changed to the ahan, or so Wandu is changed to the wa, or in this way. But not so logical. But behind that, so grammarian philosophy, in this way we can understand. So now, that one, the some root ended in the da. So at the time we, use the nut suffix instead of the da suffix. So at the time dana, becomes assimilated. So like the root side especially. So with the ni, with the ba, and then so if we add the na suffix, so for the basana, okay, rightly dana become the nana. So we have the basana. So what about the nitsena? Maybe a Pali grammar or traditional grammar, not just Pali. In the Sanskrit grammar also they say in this way. So sa is saying to the seed. In this way they explained. That one is maybe in the Basidadi also such a changing can found. That is why they make such a liturgical rule or fixed rule. Some scholars say that one is, sad. That letter become the assimilated, the reduplicated, like the sad. And then, so here, So maybe sad, and then one of them dropping and changing the long. So for example, like the consonant is dropped, but two short vowel becoming long. So in this way they explain, but not so logical. So that means in language, so some more changing are so very rooted in our tongue. So that time also, native time also, even in Myanmar, we are Myanmar region, but so not the same to each other. So for someone, pronounce this one, for the other one, not like that. Maybe because of that, such a changing. But at the time, for that one, for the, second speaker, second language learner, so those grammarians create such a rule to be as much as possible, as much as reasonable. So that is why instead of such a changing, complicated way. So
the first word Nisina, it can be used both Nisana and Nisina.
Nisana or
Exactly location.
but Nisana is very common. Yeah. So but we don't have the Basana form, just Basana.
I think in Sanskrit also can use Nisana.
In Pali, Nisana. Nisano, maybe, right? But Nisano is very common, yeah. So now because of that, in some cases, in the verb form, like the basidadi, nisidadi, so connected with each other, the same form, but in past participle, so nisena and the basana. So at that time, instead of following that, sa is changed to the c. So some scholars say that. So based on the neighboring vowel or neighboring consonant. You see such a similarity. Influenced by the previous vowel. So later vowel changing to the R to the E. So for example, one word. So root is araha, but as a verb form, we get the arahati. So between the here, a is inserted. And then so from the root galis, so it is inserted. Even though that it is inserted or augmented, but sometimes it. So why? So following the previous vowel or following the later vowel in this way also. In language, occasionally can be found that. So that is why in that form also influenced by the vowel R of the ba, so R retained. But in this form, influenced by this E, R changed to the E. In this way also, the other one scholar, they said that. So that means, those scholars also, they try to be logical, reasonable, how they change. Because, our mind is, our brain is, that one is not so, reasonable for us. Very easy to forget it. That is fine. Reasonable one is a bit important to remember last for our brain. So, we have so guru also teacher, but later changed to guru. So in this way also we can find that such a neighboring influence of the neighboring vowel. Okay, so for that, in the past participle form, not for exam, don't be serious. So here you see, wa change to the wu, ma change to the mu. So what is leap year? That is that that R is changed to the U for the root is watch and the da. So actually jada become the da, but R is changed to the U. So we have the water. Such a R change into the U. If we find the root in the grammar, just change it R change to the U in this way. But reason is, what is leap year sound? So leap year what? But R is guttural. So that is why maybe to be the same, just R to the in this way they explain. That one also logical. Such information, even the Asian grammar like the Pataruba Seti also explain. They explain the Tana Sana was seen. So in this context, Tana and the Asana. So Asana means instead of saying translating near. So we should understand similar. To be similar in so such a place for articulation. So what also leap year sound at the time to become the same. Change to the U such a. So in the ma to the mu also that way. So such a one, if we don't have such a knowledge, some way of forming that past participle or not just past participle, all of those, so verbal forming or verb forming and participle forming are a bit so irregular. So now, Ra change to the, so Ramana is dropped. And then sometimes, Ra, so together with the Na, so at that time change to the Na and the R to the E. And then, so Sata. So Sata to the, sometimes data with the dot, sometimes, data without dot. So that is sibilance. Sibilance, the sound not shh like that. So in Pali only sa sound. Pali is only one sa. But in Sanskrit, Sha and the Sa, Sha also and the Sa. So in this way. But these are, as a single one appear as a Sa in Pali. So, so because of that, one example also we already, like the root D's, but here, root, so, Drish. And then here, so Rishi, but in Pali, Isi. So in this way. And then, so too, that sharp, so with the dot also appear as the up. So influenced by that one, so sometimes that sa and da. So now three possibility. So sha and the da, sa and the da, and the sa and the da. So maybe simply can be another sa da become the da ta without dot. And sha da or sa ta so become the so da ta with the dot. Simply can be understood in this way. Because we don't have such a stress sound in Pali. So as much as possible, we can trace back in this way. So because of that, even though in the Pali stage only such a, so for example, root D's and the da. So sada become the, so data. So we have the data. So why data become without dot? So with the dot. So here you see this letter. So in this way we can trace back. But some are not. For example, root gas and the past participle suffix. So sada become the, so data. So kata we have. But so sometime, maybe later, how to say, so copying error or spelling mistake, later such a, with the dot form also can be found there. So kata also, in this way. So at that time, that kata with the dot and kata without the, which one is more, how to say, reasonable, at the time we can trace back in this way. Okay, now let's go to the number 5. So number 5, so da, ba become the, dada and the data. So that one also, even though, are not compared with the Sanskrit, so in Pali, only first letter and second letter, and the third letter and fourth letter can be so used as a conjunct or double consonant in this way, like the ja cha and the ja ja. Okay, so in this way. So now the root is ending in the, ba or, so da. If we add the past participle suffix da, so that ba da become the, instead of the ba ba, so just to the da da, why? And this one is simple, data to the, data. That is the same group. So here, so we can understand that one. So maybe this one is, past participle suffix. So actually, that ba and the, so da. So possible way, if we follow to the da, so we have the, data. Or if we follow to the, this ba stage, so at the time it should be, baba. So two possibility, following the previous letter or following the later letter. So two possibility. So, but here, not following to the that letter, not following to the but letter. So just making the same. This dot is dental. So that is a part, sorry. So this dot is dental. So that is firstly this but change to the, dental. So dental is 4 letter, leap year sound. Here 4 letters has a dot sound, but sound, dot sound. So that is ba to the da. So after that, da and the, da become the da. So in this way, we can find the logic. So that way is, how to say, a bit to remember. Even though that one is we cannot find it anywhere, in any place, the most important one is in which way we can remember easily. So in that way, so we can find the logic or logic. So at that time, just making the same or the, So the da also follow to the ba, but so ba is fourth letter, that is a da change to the, second letter, also the da letter. But ba is leap year sound, so that is that, ba we cannot take, it cannot, keep in that stage. So ba change to the, how to say, the place of articulation. So leap year to the dental in this way, half by half. So in this way can be understood. So that is why, ba da become the da. So we can understand it logically. So, and then, now after the ra, da to the da with the dot, na to the na with the dot, that one we already explained, number 6. So, and the r to the e or e. So, that one is a bit connected with the Sanskrit stage, Sanskrit vowel system. So in Pali vowel system is just mula, in the mula, and after that the vodi. So in mula, so rasa and the diga are, rasa and the diga e, rasa and diga, so u. And the e also counted as a, so mula sara in Pali, but actually vodi. So that e and o can be understood the vodi. But at that time, for the a has no vodi vowel. So vodi means increasing. Increasing means how increase? So before the e, increase a. Before the u, increase a or a. So that is why this a is e change to the e or a. E or e change to the e. In this way, one vowel increase before that. So too, or also before the u, a plus u become the o. That is why they are called the vodi, increasing in this way system. But mula sara a, e, u. So, but Sanskrit, in the Sanskrit system, so mula and the other one is guna. And then, so the oridi. So for the mula stage, the a is belonging to the, sorry, just a and the e and the u. So for the mula here, only 0 break we don't have. But so the e and the u in this way. And to become the, word D, so at that time, one more R added. That is why here, word D is R. So here, one more R is added. So here, I or I and the E. So in this, here also, so I and the or in this. So because of that system, and then based on that system, so in Sanskrit, the past participle form, they use that mula grade. So for example, in Pali, kata. So this vowel is actually in Pali mula stage, but in Sanskrit that is guna stage. So that is in Sanskrit as a mula stage can be found as a garita. So in this way. So because of that, that R is so for example, so R followed by the da or the na in the past participle. This R is changed to the E or so E. So this R is here, you see, Vodi grade in the Sanskrit. But, tracement to the mula grade here, go back to the mula grade, commonly, to the mula grade. But in some cases, in Pali, E also, because in Pali here, both of them are, so mula grade. So that is why, ruta in the past participle, da R is changed to the E. So go back to the mula stage. So in this way, can be understood. So that vowel system in Sanskrit and Pali are a little bit complicated.
So this side now, one sutta is used. Only I think it is only one place.
Yeah, but yeah, maybe, but mostly vowel system they already lost. Yeah, so that is in Pali. So mula system, mula vowel are mixing with the mula and the guna. So because of that, sometimes E, sometimes the E in this way. So just sharing the info for you. So just enough. Oh, I have heard that one. It's okay. Don't try to remember. Okay, let's stop for today. So coming Thursday and Friday, so we don't have Pali class. I have short trip. Mainly dom. Runi minute dom. Tao jani ni le mat.
Oh ma.